Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Please do me a favor, like and subscribe.
You're gonna lose the privilege to eat.
You don't need food.
My kids are literally starving.
Not under any circumstance go into the kitchen.
Hopefully nobody gives her food, and
Once you hit 99 pounds, you don't need any suckers anymore. You're too old, you're too big.
There's nothing to eat?
yeah, I need to go to the store. Stop. Just stop.
Jodi Hilderbrandt allegedly lived with the Frankes in 2021 and 2022. Lots of Ruby and Kevin Franke's family members spoke out yesterday, so let's get into it. First up, we have this article from the Daily Mail. They interviewed Ruby's sisters-in-law, Cynthia and Jennifer, who are married to Kevin's brothers, Alan and Aaron. Both Cynthia and Jennifer say they believe the allegations against Ruby, but that they think she's lying about the claims she's made accusing her child of essaying other children. Cynthia said, "I don't know what to believe from her. I think she's lying. She's putting the blame on her two kids to validate what she did to her children. At this point, I think she'll say anything to save herself." Cynthia, who is the wife of Kevin's older brother Alan, said they had no idea what was going on in the family. "I don't think she should get out on bail, and I do believe the allegations against her. After all of this, she should be put away forever if convicted." Jennifer, who is married to Kevin's brother Aaron, said, "Ruby isn't really my cup of tea. I've never really liked her from day one. She always thought she was better than anyone else she's around. If you look up narcissist in the dictionary, there will be a picture of Ruby." Jennifer said that Ruby has always been a super strict parent and told DailyMail.com about a time when Ruby and Kevin brought some of their kids to their house for dinner. "After having dinner, my kids grabbed some snacks to eat. They offered some to their cousins, Ruby's kids. She wouldn't allow them to eat any of the snacks. Then Ruby had the gall to say to me, 'I just can't believe you allow your kids to run amok in your kitchen.' I told her it's my house and my kids. She's very pious. I couldn't wait for them to leave. I think that was the last time I saw her." Jennifer wanted to make it clear that her family is not affiliated with Ruby, adding that they have gotten a lot of hate since the arrest. "None of us Frankes knew about any of the abuse," she said, adding that she hasn't really seen Ruby or Kevin in about a decade. Jennifer added that the rest of the Frankes looked down on Ruby for starting her popular YouTube channel, 8 Passengers. They started doing their channel. No one on the Franke side of the family wanted to be a part of it. "We thought, how can you be taking care of your kids and filming them?" Jennifer said, "I don't think there's any excuse for what she did to those two children. I don't believe her kids were the abusers she claims, and I don't believe a word out of her mouth. I don't think her children essayed anyone. Look how strict she is with her kids, apart from the last year. I don't see how her kids could have their cousins as she claims. It just doesn't make sense what she is saying." From what I understand, Ruby really started to change when she became mixed up with Jodi. A lot of the family is starting to believe that Ruby and Jodi may have had more than a professional relationship. Jennifer said the family heard Jodi moved into the Franke house between 2021 and 2022. Jennifer said she heard at some point Ruby and Kevin started to go to Jodi and her company for marriage counseling. And remember as well, Jodi was also Chad's therapist at one point. It was a cult. Kevin was in a men's group at Connections. He had a checklist of what he needed to do better, and if you did, they would praise you. And if you didn't, they would chastise you. When Jodi moved into the family's Springville marital home, one of the first things she did was separate Ruby and Kevin. It was almost like the movie War of the Roses. Ruby was living on one side of the house, and Kevin was living on the other. Kevin couldn't talk to Ruby unless Jodi was present. Then Kevin moved out last July in 2022. He lived in a townhouse near the family home where he had a minder from Connections that would stay with him at the townhouse and watch over him. So he was a grown adult that needed a babysitter. Jennifer said that Ruby and Kevin's oldest daughter, Sherry, came to her and said she wasn't allowed to speak to her father. Sherry told us that Kevin was kicked out last July 2022. At that time, we never knew about Jodi and the influence she would have on the family. At the time, Sherry told us, quote, "My dad won't talk to me. He wouldn't take phone calls, answer emails, etc." She continued telling Jennifer, "My dad thinks he's a horrible person. They, Ruby and Jodi, have him brainwashed, believing he's a bad person." Sherry tried contacting her father after he moved out, but he blocked everyone on social media, his cell phone, email. "I've known Kevin since he was 11 years old. He's a good guy. Ruby and Jodi brainwashed him into moving out and abandoning his family. After Ruby was arrested, my husband called Kevin and told him if he needed anything to let him know. Kevin responded by saying, 'Gaslighting is real. This is messed up.'"
And in the end, each of us will account to God for how we protected kids.
Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share.